All right, hello, hello. Sorry, I was just making sure that you guys are going to be able to hear me. Video card updated itself. I just want to make sure that I could see it, and it looks like it's going through. All right, so let's go over here. Let's go over here. All right. So data so far this morning. Today I guess is the big day for the debt thing, right? Some interesting comments in regards to it in the overnight. There was a representative from Virginia basically saying that it's kind of a farce that the United States would just not be able to pay bills. Wouldn't be able to pay our debt. I guess our interest on debt is 70 billion, right? 70 billion is what we pay a month in debt. Um, and the US brings in 400 billion a month, right? The treasury brings in 400 billion a month. The problem is that we spend 500 billion a month. So it's a spending issue, not a debt issue. And I thought that was pretty. I was like, puts it into context, right? Maybe we don't spend as much, right? And we pay our debt off. So yeah. Anyway, we'll see what we get for that one. It passed the rules committee 8-7, just barely. Um, we'll see. We'll see how that one goes, and I'm assuming we'll see a lot of comments with it today. German CPI actually showing down. It was expected to be lower. Excuse me. So it was already expected to be negative. It came in a little bit lower than expected on a monthly basis, which is not bad, right? Not bad for the euro, right? Um, the euro's not really doing too much. A little bit of weakness in the overnight from yesterday, but you see it's powering back again. The dollar's getting some weakness right now. Stability report came out. A couple small headlines, nothing crazy. GDP for the CAD on a monthly basis better than expected. It did basically stay flat. It was expected to be negative, but it stayed flat, which is not bad. And then in 20 minutes, we have the first of the big news releases of the week for the U.S. The JOLTS job is opening, which again I think is a big one. This market has just been way too hot. Um, so knowing that this is excuse me, God, I haven't slept great last night. I don't know what's going on. This number again, 9.4 is still pretty high. We'll see if it comes in or if it goes higher than that. I think it'll be okay. I think this one is probably pretty decent. Okay. Um, all right. Where was it? There was one other thing I wanted to talk about. Gap on inflation versus core. Yes, yes, yes. Here we go. I think this is a pretty interesting one. Right. Yesterday we heard some news out of BOJ, and it was kind of like, haha, are they getting ready to do some type of an intervention? Right? Based off the comments that we heard, it was kind of like, is there an intervention coming from the BOJ? Obviously, no, nothing yet. Those pairs all dropped. They all moved to the downside. Anything that has the yen in it. Um, this is interesting, right? Says the era of low global interest rates may be over, right? And again, there's reasons for this, and everybody's used to low, right? We talked about, for a while we were talking about is low the new norm, right? Now it looks like we're seeing some comments about how maybe low is not the new norm and it will go higher again. Um, so we'll see. I think again, battling inflation. We'll see what comes out of this whole, um, you know, the brick situation, right? Um, so we'll see. What do we got here? This just came out. Inflation versus core. The gap between the headline and the core inflation rates. Inflation gap bigger in the UK than US or Eurozone. Okay. Uh, it's becoming persistent. Yeah, we talked about that. We're on the path that has an awful lot of volatility. Yeah, I agree with that one too. So, decent comments. Decent comments. Not bad. But anyway, right now, no major movers. You're seeing, again, the biggest mover on the board is the pound yen, 48, and it is retracing in the last hour. Actually, I'm sorry, dollar Swiss is the biggest one at 70. And again, in the last hour, retracing back again. Um, Aussie, 40 is respectable. And again, in the last hour, reversing back again with dollar weakness. And then euro pound and pound dollar, kind of the same scenario, right? Red, but green and opposite. And then again, dollar yen kind of flat at minus 19. Nothing spectacular there. So Jolts, I think, will be a big one, and we'll see how much of this is the market positioning right now. Right now, with it kind of in the last hour rolling into this kind of week, kind Kind of going into the dollar weakness right now. I wonder if this number is going to be bigger than 9.5 or 9.6. Maybe it comes in at 9.8, right? Maybe it comes in higher, but I don't. Yeah, I would assume that it doesn't based off of what we've seen. But maybe it does. That's right now. The market is showing us right now with dollar weakness that it is. So we'll see how that turns out. We have two speakers, and then tomorrow we got the yearly flash estimate for CPI. Again, expected to be much, much lower, right? 7 to 6.3, where that comes in. The core number down at 5.5, not necessarily bad. The ADP number for non-employment change, unemployment claims, and ISM manufacturing. So tomorrow morning, it's like bam, 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 right through 10 o'clock. And then obviously Harker is speaking after that. So tomorrow morning, a big one. And most of it comes in prior to when we talk at 8:30. The 5, the 5:30, I think are both good. The 8:15 non-employment change, it's ADP's numbers, so not quite the government number, but still good. And then obviously the overall unemployment claims number itself is also a big one, right? The 636, expected to be up a little bit, but remember last time it was also expected to be 249. It came in at 229. This time they're kind of picking a figure it in the middle, right? Well, maybe we'll add a little bit, right? Right? So we'll see. Maybe there's an adjustment up on this one, and maybe this number comes in about what it's supposed to. So, could be a decent unemployment claim number tomorrow. With seeing all the dollar weakness today, if we can make it through jolts in that kind of dollar weakness stance, I don't think that is the worst of things that could happen. Um, again, I think there's potential there for dollar strength. Um, I think it's. I don't think it's a horrible idea, right? I don't think that's horrible. But again, a lot there. I love this. These are good ones too. Financial markets are vulnerable to a sharp sell-off. Yeah, there is. Yeah, I agree. Right. Um, yeah, I don't know. I wish there'd be more to say about this one, but yeah, I agree. I think they're all at risk on it. So right now, VIX a little bit higher. Right, VIX going a little bit higher. Is it outside of yesterday's range? Not so much. Right. We got obviously again. This is not. There's no warehouse with VIX in it. Right. You can't say that I work in the loading docks for VIX. Right? We ship it out all the time. No, it's not one of those things. But again, on a technical basis, yeah, there's sellers right up here. Again, once this data comes out, if it's not horrible, this could turn. Right now, everything is in the red though, just slightly. A quarter, a third of a percent, quarter of a percent, depending on who you're talking to. Accelerating a little bit, right? Accelerating a little bit. Dollar, is the dollar the big move cause of it? Not really. Dollar's up a little bit, but interestingly enough, we had this nice little burst up here, and then again, right around that 2-3 o'clock window, boom, another burst up again, and then 5:30, it decided to reverse and kind of come all the way back down again. Right? We went from this 104 number all the way up to 104.60, and now we're kind of back down in the middle at this 104.25 level. So, you know, dollar's up slightly, a lot of movement back and forth, but overall still kind of in that same channel between 104.50 and 104 flat. You can see yesterday we had that kind of big takeoff, and we expected this. We expected dollar strength to roll back into the markets. Did I expect this much movement in the overnight? Not really. This is more than kind of what I expected. This is a lot of movement very quickly. So yeah, with it pulling back down again, interesting spot. I think 104, 104.07 is kind of the area we need to watch out for. Okay. So, yeah, again, comes back down. It's close. It's close. I think we can fall the rest of the way. I'm wondering. Huh. Wondering if this comes in 925, if we can get that to slam right back down into that 104 number. Hmm. NQ about to turn positive here too. Hmm. Oh, I forgot this too. The Chinese data also was not great in the overnight, and again, that was where a lot of the energies. That's where oil is kind of getting hit. The demand for oil. Anyway, indices currently right now in the red. This could change very, very quickly with that JOLTS data. NQ looks like it's trying to get back to positive. Looks like it is going to be the strongest one out there. Commodities right now, you can see oil down, and again, that is all basically China. We're down at 68, which is awesome. Um, Got more bad news from about the truck saga yesterday. Yeah, more stuff. I guess the engines that they have, it has problems with its intake and needs a new intake manifold or not intake, exhaust manifold. Um, yeah, supposedly it's a bear to get to and replace, and then there's broken bolts, which is I guess something that is common with this Vortec engine. So yeah, very very common problem. So I was like, can you give me a detailed breakdown because that seems like a really high estimate. So yeah, the saga continues, and because of it, hey, because I'm not driving, it's not China, it's me. Because I'm not driving for at least the next week, and I haven't been for the last week. It went from 74 right down to 68.50 just because Brian is not on the road, right? Just to mess with me. Natural gas is up a little bit. Now, natural gas is up. I'm going to click it real quick. It was actually down and then spiked very, very quickly. So it's retracing back again. Hotter weather predicted. And then literally, I think everybody tried to short this thing. And I was like, boom, it just took off. Crazy, right? Um, gold and silver. Gold and silver up a little bit, right? Back up, and again, 1970, 23.40. Anticipation for what we're going to see. Maybe some of that is jolts. Again, maybe that's just pre-preparation for what we're going to see. But right now, oil actually has the same thing. Oil has the same pop, even though it's down 140. It had that same kind of pop up and run up right there. Natural gas is a little bit more, right? So we'll see if both of these turn and roll back to the downside based off of the demand. But again, oil, even with the pop, is still down, and it's purely because China. What is this? Palm oil weakness pressuring soybeans. Oh, there we go. Soybeans. We used to talk about soybeans at one point, but we don't talk about it anymore. All right. Let's go down to the Aussie. All right, so we had a level over here, and you can see a lot of volatility late last night, right around that 11 o'clock time frame. We had this like down spike up and down very, very fast. We talked about kind of coming up for news late last night, and it kind of hit that level, and it kind of pushed and maintained, and then kind of just ground its way, and then all of a sudden, at late last night, boom, and it just took off to the downside. So this one ended up being delayed a little bit, and it hit it and went all the way back up again. And then it's kind of like, all right, well, there's your one, there's your two, and it started the base right here. You're like, oh crap, it's breaking. And once it started the base in here, you're like, yeah, this is definitely not a long base trade. It never even really peaked out of the top again. So it was definitely something more for the short side. At this point, you can kind of run a couple different sets of fibs on here if you wanted to. You could run the second set, and I'd say right now with where we are, again, we'll take this off once that kind of sliced through with this news thing right here. I would say there is kind of a level sitting right in that level. Um, this one, the way that it's kind of accelerating right now, almost looks like it's setting up for news, right? We have news that's coming out literally in 10 minutes, and we are surging in this pre-market move right up to a level. Now, it's not a fib, right? It is not a 23. I was kind of wondering if that was going to line up with a 23 as well. It didn't. Um, Unfortunately, with this clearing, we can't even use the 50 and 61.8. So right now, it's literally pulling right up again. Um, that's not from that one. So yeah, it looks like it's trying to set up for a short right now. And again, when it makes sense that there's dollar strength in there, yeah, that means the Jolts data would come in higher than expected. So it's there, kind of rallying up. With 9 minutes to go, I would say if anything, I'd be looking for a short on this one. Um, this is what we're currently in. Right? We are in a 4-hour racetrack right now. Price is actually we had a short thinking about that level. Price is right here. So we have room to run pretty much to there. Yeah. Look at that. It would be right on a 38 too extension. Be the 23 extension. Yeah. This one really does appear to be setting up for a short. It's only stepping. Not even not much, but Yeah, this is like purely a news move. And 3 is only right there. Again, not a very big trade. It's 6.87 for 20 in the other direction, so not really a big one. The whip back and forth on this one may actually screw this one up. Yeah, so it's the closest thing we got. 50, 61.8, not really concerned about. The 78, there is sellers up there. There's no accompanying zone. There is an old break of that one, so I'm not really necessarily worried about that one. Right now, we know we have from where the bottom of this was, we have about another 48 pips to go. It's the daily A2 are 60, so from yeah, that puts us at about 80 pips from the European Open down. So we kind of need a bit of a retracement on this one at this point. We're kind of getting a little bit extended from where we were yesterday. Okay, there's a small. Aussie yen, same thing. We were looking for it to go. Here, listen, pull down so we can pop, and it did. It actually kind of went up a little bit, and that led us to the short. We said we don't know where it's going to be, um, but we can pull this one. We'll help. Looking for a base for this Harry Potter trade and didn't get it. Uh, Actually, we're at the base right now. That's where the base is right now. There's the base. Inside of the base. Hold up and base. Again, this is a proxy. Proxy with the yen on this one may make this a little challenging. And remember, Harry Potters are not really designed for news, right? They're not really designed for news. I'm putting this on here so you guys can see kind of geographically what it would look like based off of that 90.57 drop that we talked about yesterday. Um, Again, am I saying end of the trade 6 minutes before news? Not really. As I said, not really designed for that. And again, it's a double proxy. It's a gold and then Dow proxy. But that's how you would draw it. That's how you would draw it. But yeah, so we were looking for this. Side, the distal side is it's the 23 here, and the near first. All right, euro dollar. What do we got here for news? Look at this thing moving. Look, yeah, it's actually above the level, right? Actually, it's above. It did actually pop above that 23, so not the ideal scenario. Damn, bad. Can we get up on it? Yeah, the one is 170. We get a parabolic move up because of this news. Again, if we get some extreme dollar weakness on this move, a strong push up could be a nice little turn and roll back to the downside, right? Be a nice little parabolic move. And if not, again, if it just grinds forward, again, all the European data is out of it. Well, I guess it's German data, but all the German data is out there. If we push up to that level, that could be decent. 34.8. Not horrible. Euro pound. All right. So here's Talked about this yesterday, about this zone. We hit it at 10:30. We came through, and then here I'll move this other way. Red, green, and then red is triggered right there, right, showing us that that's where your zone was. It was confirmed. It actually came up and grabbed it. I don't think we're at a 1 to 3 right now. And remember, this is always going to be a little bit slower. It did actually come all the way up and grab the top side of that too. We'll throw it on this thing. I mean, this is not ton. This is like 8 pips, right? 2, and are we going to get it? 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 3 is right there. And it did go. It did actually break the 3. So it did. So there's your trade from yesterday. All right, your 1 to 3 is officially out. And again, you got your confirmation as well. And we mentioned this yesterday. It's not a huge mover. It's kind of slow. But again, there was the 23.6. We like the area up top. We used the entire piece of it. Because it was only 8 pips, this top section. If we use just the top here, it was only 5 pips. It was kind of small. It did hit it. It hit it right here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But then your 20 pips would have been just sitting right back here. So if you took the top one, you're fine. If you took that one, right, you can see that it did hit. So if you took the top, but either one, you're good. So not much we can do with this one right now. I mean, it literally just hit it in the last 30 minutes. So, again, tick into the downside. European weakness on this one. Again, all coming from that German data. Again, that's what happens. So, let's see what we got here. Okay, we got 1 minute. Let's start working on the euro yen. All right, so euro yen. So euro yen ended up coming down and started basing in that level, which we're like, yep, love this one. Again, we were looking for shorts through that 149.75 area. It didn't really base. It plunged down and came back up, hit it again, plunged down again, started the base here, and then came back up. And what did it do? It based and it used the 150, and that was its launching point. Now, with that said, it did give us a drop down here. And again, there was zones over here. So when you see small zones like that, you can say, well, wait a second. And you can see that there was a nice little trade in the overnight. Again, 6:30. It was a little bit early for that, or a little bit late for the reversal time. Your 1 to 3 is sitting right there. It's 2.99, right? But you can see it went well past. But again, drop, easy to see base, and drop back to the downside. And all it did is it touched it, and it's almost done it a second time as well. Again, it was the closest near term base we had. It was that or this. Again, I like that base at 150. I think that was pretty decent. Okay, news is out. Yen is moving. Let's see. Come on. Ooh. Ooh. Remember I said the market looked like it was preparing, right? We had that dollar weakness, right? We were preparing dollar weakness, and I said, if you look at across the board, we have the dollar weakness that looks like the JOLTS number is going to be big. The JOLTS number was big, right? Right? Look at that. Straight down for a really great JOLTS data. Right? What else do we talk about on this one? Oh, God, look at that. Look how close we missed it by. Look at that. Right? So there we go. Tell me that like the markets are not manipulated. How did they know that the JOLTS data was going to be that big? Why did the dollar start accelerating 30 minutes beforehand? Look, here's the hour. We say always look what happens in the hour beforehand. Straight up, boom. That's why I said, yeah, it's a shame that it punched through the top side of that one. Boom, all the way back down again. Yeah, that broke that should, yeah. And again, I'm actually surprised it broke the top of that one, but yeah. Yep. Nice data. Nice data. Look, I'm actually surprised we got as much of the yen out of that one. Yeah, look, the yen, very strong yen play on this one. Right? Very strong yen play. And again, we talked about this being a Harry Potter. It's not really designed for news that we were like, not really the best one you want to take. Again, this is showing yen weakness, but Aussie strength, right? Aussie strength going higher. Gold should have went straight down. Yeah, look at gold. Straight up, straight down. Right? We were talking about getting short for gold, and we talked about being right over here for this gold play. I don't know why I had it on 7. It should have been right there. Yeah, we knew it was at 10 o'clock. I swear to God, these automatically move sometimes because I wouldn't have set it for that. I would have set it right there, right? Huge acceleration up, huge down. So again, nice move. But again, gold weakening, this also yen shouldn't be Kind of surprised that moved that far. So anyway, yeah. So there was your morning trade. Again, with news, this is driving forward. But question is now, will we reverse on this? I would say pull this off. Okay, this was the old level we were looking for, and here was the base. We never really got the short term base. I think at this point, wait for 150. Oops, not that. Pull that off. I think wait for the 150. Look for a parabolic retracement move on this one. How far is it got to go? Are we gonna run out of steam? 28 pips. Hmm. Hmm. It's not bad. If we can get up there, I wouldn't mind that one. Not bad. I like that for 150. I don't know that we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna be able to get. It's gonna have a hard time getting the extra 20 pips, but I think we should be able to get there. Nice yen strength again. Yen massive yen weakness on this one. Let's see what this guy's doing. Well, here was from yesterday. We drew this level up top. Tuesday late last night at 10 o'clock, we hit that level, and then there you go. There's the trade setup from yesterday. Right, looking for that break. So that's out. Missed this one, but damn, look at that. And actually, if you would have taken the new level, which would have been fine, it just missed it. Look, surge straight up, right back down again. But anyway, there was the setup from yesterday. We talked about the red, green, red. We're talking about the basing level in there and getting a nice little pullback to it. And it did. It kind of hit here, came back up, grabbed at it late last night. And again, you were out before the European session. And we talked about a profit target being 123.40. I don't know if you guys can see this. Look, this is from yesterday. 123.48 is where we talked about that level right here. I don't know if you guys can see it over here. Right here, over on the right-hand side, the low for the day's range is 123.48, which just happens to say 123.48 over here. So how about that for profit target? Right? Picking where the where price is going to go to, where we're going to see buyers step in. They literally stepped in right at where we drug the target. Right there. Pretty fancy stuff, huh? Yeah, we hit it right at 5:30 too. Well, 5:30 is right here, a little bit early. This one's been tested a few times. I like the base. I like how it approached. One candle, one pop, one boom, and off. Now that this profit target has been hit, hmm, I'd like to see what happens when we hit that zone. Straight up for an hour in time for Jills to come. Oh yeah. Oh, the Pippa gang in real life. Yeah. You're talking about the truck stuff. Yeah. Pretty much, Ernest. Like I said, Maryland inspection is like the worst. Like I hate to use like the Nazi word, but the inspection people from Maryland for our safety inspections, they're absolute horrible. Like every state around is like, oh, you're in Maryland. Oh, good luck. It's like, what? Really? Good luck. It's like, oh. And the one truck I looked at in Delaware that I drove, they let me borrow the truck so I could drive across and pay for an inspection. It actually had the same exhaust manifold issue that this one is, but they're like, oh, we can tap the screws and get the screws out, and then put a bracket on there. That's what people do. Um, they're like, but we won't know that works until we really get in there and do it. I think they would be like, yeah, it's not too bad, but it could be worse. But hopefully it's not. Where I think the guys that just quoted me the stuff this morning, I think are assuming that it's like worst case scenario. So like, you know, it's got like two bolts that are the things are sheared off. So I'm assuming that it's I'm assuming that they're like, nope, this is the highest it's going to be. But they're not gonna put a bracket. They're not putting a fix. They're actually just replacing the whole thing. So I think that's the difference between the other. The reason I didn't buy the other truck, right? But yeah, Pepe Gang in real life. So yeah, not much. I'd say look to see what happens in this blue area. I really think this 123.30 area, again, decent here. Here, it has been in that level before. There is a little bit of a backstop on it, and we're looking for the backstop to kind of go lower on that one. But the way that this bottom is, and the way that this bottom is, and the exit out of that bottom, it's got to be. It's a legitimate level. There's definitely some buyers still down there, especially with two news releases. I mean, all the news releases we have tomorrow. If we can continue with dollar strength today, maybe we can get the dollar weakness tomorrow. But again, today was perfect example of, hey, listen, watch the market, what it does. Again, it's hard to do much. It's a shame we didn't come all the way back up again. Here was the one we drew yesterday. And again, that was a nice 40 pips on that one in the overnight. All right. So this guy, this is a hard one. It came all the way down, and we talked about how 127. Here, I'll just put a horizontal line on. We talked about how 127. Look, profit taking should come in at this level. You can see that's right where it came in at, and we said that we needed to go a little bit deep. It did, and I'll put a second one down there. There was where the 1 to 3 was. So I talked about it coming down and probably hitting it. It did get entry again in there, but a lot of times when it drives straight down and it doesn't do any basing, we're a little bit more leery in taking this one as a continuation based trade. It did come back up and it did come higher and then went down again. So again, this may have been one that you got into and then got up to about a what? 1 to 1.5, 1 to 2, right? Um, but ideally, once it comes down and starts basing here and then comes back up and tests the base, you got to be thinking, hey, this is going long. And that's exactly what it did. So unfortunately, again, if anything, maybe you took the base from here, right? Maybe you said, okay, well, look, there's our nearest term base right there. And you can see that it did touch. And maybe this one comes up over here, right? You bring this one up to there. It would be there. I hate when it does that. And 1 to 3 is right there. There's where and this is why we're looking for the near term base. We didn't have a near term base. The near term, and again, this is just like the other one we drew, with the price being, where is it? Kind of with this one where it's a higher one. Now, unfortunately, again, Harry Potter trades, things like that, are not really designed for news. They're designed for trend continuation, not news reversals. So take it for what it's worth. And again, that's why I mentioned this was very, very risky. I'm actually surprised that 23 busted on that one, but that's why it's a little bit different. So in this one, again, this was not really a news thing. It came up and grabbed the level, and you can see it did go past, and it reversed right where we expected it to reverse. So again, Harry Potter is very, very important. Find the level of basing. That's what we're looking to get into, and that's where the punch would have happened. So right now, obviously, you can see where areas of seller there are high, 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 high. It hasn't broken through the top. There's two little caps on top of it as well. We can run this all the way up if you really want. You can see the 23 did not hold, and it went lower and found the levels of basing. Let's see. Are we getting help right now? Probably. Yeah. Looks like we are getting some help right there. That's what it's getting help from. Now, with the trade just being over, though, I probably wouldn't necessarily want to jump into this one a second time. I would expect it to kind of roll back down again for that, the European weakness. Take it for what it's worth. Again, here are the profit targets that we were talking about. You can see both were hit, both were out. Again, alert triggered. And all this one was when it broke through here with no basing. It was kind of like, okay, it broke. Is there any basing in here? And then went down to here, like, no, the basing was all the way up there. And then you could have set and forget this one. Again, would have triggered at 6:30 this morning and would have taken you out at 8 o'clock in the morning. So, um, you know, you can still set and forget them. It's 16 for 50 in the other direction. So it's a 50%, 50. This was a super late night though. So maybe you didn't catch this one as a set and forget. So it happens. But again, near term, base. It's there. I'll leave it so you guys can see it. Again, we were looking for that break and we got it. Alerts only work if you wake up when they come through to your phone. Yeah, didn't catch that one. So, yeah, right now, hard part with this one is finding, again, when this versus back down again. We are in the upper curve. We are looking overall to take things short. But what zone are we doing buys off of here? Nothing. Right? Nothing's clean. A lot of chop, a lot of chop, a lot of chop, a lot of chop. There's just nothing. There's more shorting opportunities than long opportunities. And I think that's kind of where we're at with the UK at this point as well. I think we're a little bit extended at this point. All right. So again, nice little grab again. This formed itself at what, midnight? Yeah, midnight, 11 o'clock. That zone was forming, and then you got the big push at 1 o'clock. So unfortunately, all this on occurred after my normal sleep time. So not much we can do with it. Dollar CAD. Wow, look at that. Imagine that. There you go. There you go. And funny, Dollar CAD was like, nope, weak, 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 weak. Boom. So yeah, so good here, good here, little chop back and forth, and then good here. So multiple opportunities at that same level. We talked about it was going to be a profit target at first, went on Aver longs at 136.42. And then we got a red, a green, and a red. And again, there's our confirmation, kind of for almost like a new level, right? And all the way down. And again, this is you can see the pinks on this side and that side. That's a bigger level than what we're dealing with right there. But there's your 1 to 3. It's done. This is 15 for. It's one. It's set for 1 to 2. So wait, maybe this one's not done yet. Let's see. Technically, it should be on the top side. There we go. Sorry. There. So it did miss it by a little bit. This one made it to 1 to 2.7. So yeah, you would have trailed this one probably if you had taken it. I mean, we've already hit it here and hit it here, and then hit it. You're expecting it to break. So yeah, but hard to do much. Like I said, that was a level that we had talked about as being profit taking reversal. I'd like to see where this one resets. So right now, ideally I would move this box and take this here and just kind of say, hey, listen, there's our top and bottom. We're kind of in the middle. Do we get back up to this zone? And the reason why is because, you can see it littered, right? We got stuff there. We got stuff there. And we got stuff. Actually, that's Monday of next week. But we got a lot of news releases, big news releases coming up in this pair. If we have levels to bounce off of, gives us a great opportunity to be able to take some or the longs or shorts, right? We just don't know which direction at this point. But yeah, we got a lot, right? Thursday, Friday, Monday, every day, anything, as well as a debt ceiling in there. So, yeah, some good stuff. Actually, I think we have CAD data too. Actually, don't we? Oh, it's right here. It's Wednesday of next week. Yeah, I knew we had it coming up sometime soon. I think this is going to be very interesting on Sunday. Right? Very interesting on Sunday. See how we're gonna, because they're gonna be like, oh, price stability. We need price stability, right? Maybe we should do some more cuts, right? We were at 73 last week. It's at 68 this week. China demand, China. Oh my God, China's bad. We got, China got bad data. We need to stabilize. Let's do some more cuts. Let's do some more cuts. Just God forbid Brian gets gas cheap, right? Dollar Swiss again since yesterday morning came back down. 10 o'clock came up. It's off. And again, we said that we didn't really have a whole lot of room here, right? Funny. Look at this. All right, look. First off, we talked about. Look at that going through that zone, right? And then we talked about we don't really have a top in here. We can't really use this. But look how it based in that same level, right? So yeah, really got nothing on this one, right? Again, breaking through new highs. We were talking about this going higher, right? Pull all these off. We can run this all the way up. You can see there's some levels in there. Let's pull this one now just to clean these levels up. 61 is there. 23 is sitting right there too. We're about to go through the 78. We said here's a profit target. You can see we're hitting that profit target right now. And let's see. If we can break. Oh, it's kind of a step. Say we got about that much room to run. Talk about this target for a while now. Mm, Got another 55 pips to go. So, yeah, we're right at a profit target that we had mentioned. It's the one I just deleted a little while ago. It's hitting exactly what it should have, right? It pulled back. It kind of prepped itself for this news and shot it higher. It's exactly where it should be. Um, are we ready for reversal? There's probably a little bit of a pullback, but kind of the same thing. We got news, news, news. This is one of those ones that's kind of easy just to start marking off. Be like, all right, where's price here? Where's price here? Where's price moving here? Right? What did it do ahead of time? But this one's pretty. They were not fooled from yesterday morning, right? Impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse. We'll see a correction move back again. Come in that range, probably, probably. Unfortunately, right now, wait for news on this one. No clean levels until we get all the way up top, so nothing there. Dollar yen. So again, 1, 2, 3, hit number 4, broke it, started the base down here, used it again. Um, yeah, the 930 candle slammed it right back into the zone to take off. So yeah, we're still kind of, we can adjust this a little bit down to here, right? We're sitting in the middle. This is kind of what it looks like. So right now, I think this one has a hard. I think it has a hard time going either direction. I still think all the comments out of the BOJ. I think they're going to say something soon. Soon as in not like today. Soon as in sometime this week. Um, so just what do we got over here? Let's go and look at the oil thing. So oil again. I drew this down in the overnight. You can see that nice little pop up again. Um, Again, we talk about how technical of an oil market the oil market is. There you go. Right. Not much to say. Again, nice little base hidden right behind the 23. Saw a big pop up right at 9 o'clock this morning, and then the news came out for jolts. And again, overall, again the jolt state is not bad. But remember, and again there was adjustment last time too. Look at that. There was the adjustment, so it's a double double. So yeah, this goes back to are they going to raise interest rates? And yes, they. I think the market is pretty much under the assumption that yes, they're definitely raising one. And now when you get something like this, it's like, man, we're back above 10. Ugh. There's no reason for them not. We know inflation is still too high and the economy's not dying. Look at this. Oh, look at all these job openings, right? This is driving inflation. So, yeah, not necessarily what I think the overall market wanted to see. And again, why is oil going down from that one? Well, the Chinese data was bad. It shot it back up again, and they're going to raise interest rates, which could further put us into kind of more of a risk of recession, hurting demand. Not bad. Like I said, I trail it. Once we get to a 1-to-1, move your stop loss at break even. Don't take any loss on this one. It is below 70. And like I said, knowing that the truck is out of commission for at least a week, all I got to say is this truck better float. When it comes back, this thing better float. That's all I'm saying. I do love the truck. I do actually like the way it drives. It should drive even better. And fixing this stuff on it supposedly is going to, it'll be a smoother ride. It'll have better acceleration and it'll have better gas mileage, is what they're telling me. It'll be more fuel efficient, which I think is absolutely hysterical when we're talking about an H2. But yeah, it will be more fuel efficient. I was like, yeah. What am I going to get? Like 1 or 2 miles per gallon? Is it going to be like a 10 or 15% increase? So, yeah, joke's on me. I need to buy an electric one. So that's where we're at with oil. Natural gas, parabolic move up and parabolic move right back down. So yeah, unfortunately it wasn't in a zone. There's nothing over there where you could use to be like, yep, that's it. That's the top. It sucks. It sucks that it went through this. It sucks that it did not get up as high as this one. But again, they both look the same. right? Oil's kind of there. Natural gas has already made its retracement. Literally straight up. What was this? Why did this go up 1 hour ago? The national natural gas rises on expectations. Hotter weather will rise the cooling demand, right? Because we use natural gas, right? We use natural gas to cool, right? Right? Infinite wisdom, right? Oh my God, how are we gonna heat our homes? Natural gas goes up. Holy crap! It's gonna be hotter weather than expected. We need to cool our homes, right? Kind of ironic, right? We need to cool our homes. Go straight up and down. Natural gas. You guys are your Hey, your furnaces are using natural gas. I love how that works. Gold. All right, gold. Nice pop up and down. Again, kind of expected. Nice little drop. This one went from 1973 all the way down. What, $20? Yeah, about 1440. Right, 1440 back to the downside instantaneously. We talked about being below. All it did was punch itself higher and then short, but we're looking for shorts from that level. We drew this last week. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Four is where it finally broke. It went right where it was. We know we got news the next couple days. I think this is a great sign of, hey, listen, they did go down first, but then they took it up high and they literally skyrocketed this up just for a big short. Where we're at now with it, actually, they took it here. I think at this point, again, we could take a zone here and say, wait a second, is that where we hit? It's fine. Right now, I would say let's look at that. Right. I think gold comes probably back down. It probably tears its way down. Do the same thing on gold. The big news we have over the next 2 mornings in a row. Look for this. If we get any type of pushes high, we're looking for shorts every single day. Um, you have been to a dentist, right? They're the same as a mechanic. They only see. I know. Yeah, I need to go to the dentist too. I actually have a cracked tooth. It doesn't hurt or anything, but it's the same thing, Ernest. I crack it. It doesn't hurt at all. I can feel like it's sharp, and I'm kind of like, yeah, I should probably do that one too. It just hasn't been high on the radar because I know exactly what they're gonna do. It's gonna be that too, and I just can't handle any more of it right now. I'm like, I think I just chipped it. I don't think it's anything bad, but yeah. Look at that. Yeah, yeah. And hey, Ernest, the funny part was too yesterday. So the guy's like, yeah, he's like, we had the same exact thing. He's like, I know this is not the news you want. He's like, we had the same exact thing with our shop truck. He's like, the shop truck's about, you know, he's like, the shop truck was like a 2018 or something like that with like 140,000 miles on it. And he goes, yeah, it's the same thing. He goes, we have to get the same. He's like, we're a mechanic shop. We're like, you know what? We can just do it ourselves. And we took it out and we ended up having to send the motor to the transmission place that my truck's at now. He goes, yeah, we got in there and we're like, we don't want to deal with this. He's like, we thought we could fix it. And then we realized very quickly we don't want anything to do with this one. So I was like, great. I was like, you're not making me feel better. He's like, yeah. He's like, we weren't real happy about it either. So he's like, I feel your pain. I was like, yeah, appreciate it. So yeah, look for gold short. Look at the drama on this one. This is a 30-minute chart, by the way. Right? Look at the drama in this one. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. No movement. Poor silver. It did tag that 2350 though. We had marked that level off yesterday. I hit it 2:30 this morning and took a drop. I'm pretty sure it's out. Yeah, 1 to 3 is right there. So yeah, that was out. It did tag that 2350 mark, and then didn't do much. Right? Didn't move much, went sideways. So not bad. And again, they're 50 and 50, so they should be moving a lot more. So yeah, I like the 23 level. I think gold and silver. Again, you guys know how to play it. Same way. What do we got here? Apple up down. Tesla up down. Yeah, VIX. It's funny. VIX is a little delayed, right? How much is the 15 minutes? So, I'm surprised it's not moving more. VIX is going to start creeping up. Why? All the indices are deep in the red, and I think it's really hard to. And then funny, look at that. There's your 930 spike. So there would have been your tested level, right there. Actually, the bottom of the red here. Yeah, downtrend in the overnight. Level was formed at 5, came back up and tested it right here. Right there's your little hiccup, and then 9:30 opened up, grabbed it, and it's kind of like they knew. How did they know Jolts was going to be so good? Right? How did they know? But yeah, that's where your tested level was up top. And again, typically when it's, again, you may say, well, why didn't you use this one? You could, but typically the reason why I would have brought it down is because see all these candles over here, right? I could do it just off of this, but you're like, well, what about the basing in here? If I do it from here, now you can see, look, it's bottom here, top here, bottom here, bottom here, bottom here, top here, and sliced through and was tested here, right? It covers more than just this, where it's like, oh, you only had one touch. That's really where the basing level was. It encompasses the most part of that one. It actually should be there. Sorry, right? I'm not sure. It touches it. Hold on. It did touch because of the here, but that's 3-6. Yeah, 3-0 is right there. So you can see this one was fine. Um, News came out at 10:30. That was the only big risk to it, but it did pull up at 9:30 and actually touched it. NQ. Not really a base here. There was a base over here, but this is actually from yesterday at 2 o'clock. The overnight really didn't have much. Again, not really a base. Not really a base. It never really left the area. And then again, being down here, it was kind of going off an old level. This is an old level that we marked before. Um, it went up and used it. I wouldn't have this of the two. The ES was fine. The NQ would not have thrown this one on. I just didn't like this one as much. I think the scary part about NQ right now is we do have a little bit of a kind of a Harry Potter right here. Oop, not that one. So a little bit of that. Um, Again, it's the strongest of them today, so it's gonna have to take a lot to go down. YM, yeah, 9:30 pulled up, and it's not gonna. Unfortunately, that's where your base is gonna be. It didn't grab it. So yesterday we talked about being down. It looks like we made it to. We made it halfway and came back up and grabbed it. But there's the how about that for old levels? Grab, 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 grab. It looks like actually in the overnight you could have taken this. There was a little bit of a drop, a pullback, and then an explosion out. You could have actually taken that one. At 5:30, a little 5:30 reversal, straight up 5:30 reversal down. Fortunately, it didn't enter. Overall, the idea was it was going to go lower anyway. We're touching the profit target. There's nothing to really kind of base off of over here. Too much basing sideways, nothing great. Russell, again, this one was a little bit hard, and this was a little bit, You could say, well, wait a second, there was a base and there was a touch. Yeah, but this was formed yesterday morning. It wasn't an overnight base. It was kind of like, and it went higher, which shows me that it's not going to hold much longer. And it hit again, but there was the original base, and here, and then again and again. It's like, oh, and it actually punched a little bit, and now it went through the bottom side. So it's kind of sitting at a profit target right now. There's a bunch of buyers down here. I wouldn't say that this is an absolute reversal, but there could be a case made that, hey, listen, there's a reversal there. We're just slightly below it. And again, if we do have a 10:30 reversal, this is probably where it's coming in, somewhere around the 1740 mark. This is the profit target from yesterday. So of all of them, looks like ES was the only setup that we'd be willing to take. As I said, Russell, not really great. This is just not a good level. The ES's level was fine. I was okay with that one. The NQ level, again, you could have made a case, I guess, up here, but again, those were all done from yesterday morning, so not really as clean. It's supposed to be overnight based levels, and again, this one, um, this touched. Right, 5:30 would have given that confirmation, but it didn't come all the way back up again. And then Russell, it touched at 5, but these were all from yesterday morning. And again here, and then it went higher, and then again multiple hits, so not really clean. But again, a potential reversal at 1740 coming through. So that's it for today. So oil one is still trying to fight. It's still trying to fight. Let me see what the headlines are. Separations quits 3.5. To discharge it. So again, overall good data for the economy. Right, overall good data for the economy. Right, but as far as good for the economy and inflationary drivers? The answer is yes. Right? The answer is yes. All right, let's go ahead and do our drawing for the day. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna give this one to 2:30. I don't know how much delay we have today, but I'm gonna go ahead and do our 2:30 here. So, right. Wow, Ernest did good today. Look at that. Look at that. It's like he knew that I switched over. Remember, there's a delay. I'm still looking at the Russell chart, like on the broadcast. It's still showing Russell. I'm just moving that lower level down to 1740 and changing it to green. So it looks like today there's a little bit more. It looks like. Oh, hold on. I can actually. There's a timer there. It looks like there's a 2-minute delay right now on the stream. Because right now on the broadcasting software, when I look, it says 10:31 and it's 10:33, and the other digits are exactly the same. So kind of cool, kind of cool. So Ernest must be like, nope, I gotta pull it. All right, let's close this one. That's interesting forecasting there. All right, so let's close this down. I went to 3. I don't know how he sniped that one. That's pretty good because, like I said, the stream is delayed a little bit, and he still got in magically when I switched this menu. Crazy. Very good. I'm impressed. I'm just saying it, Ernest, because I'm really impressed. I'm not exactly sure how you timed that one. I don't normally have a 2-minute delay in the stream, but like I said, the broadcasting software is showing it to me. Yet it's a 2-minute delay, and you snagged it right there. That's very impressive. Very impressive. Got some skills. All right. Winner of today's drawing is. Oh, it's gonna delay on me. I hit the button. Let's see. Let's see. Cue the music. Ernest got it. Wow, that was like, talk about a huge delay. That was insane. And again, I give Neuro took it yesterday, right? But you got it back today. Neuro was going for 2. So again, you stopped him. Used a lot of pip chips to do it. You used 40 pip chips to get 25. So not an ideal thing, but sometimes you got to play the long game, right? It's like fishing, right? You cut up bait fish to catch big fish, right? So you use some bait to catch a big fish. You just have to make sure you land the big one tomorrow. I did say his name. Damn it, Debbie. Damn it, you're right. But Debbie, I was genuinely impressed. I got to say, I was genuinely impressed. I'm like, wow, I don't normally have this much of a stream. And he literally snagged it. I was like, all right, 30 seconds left. I'm like, how the heck did he know that? Right? Because like I said, the stream is behind 2 minutes today. That's what delay is on the streaming software. It's showing me. I don't know how I did it. Super impressed. All right. With that said, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. There's a lot tomorrow morning, too. Again, I think at 5 we could have movement. I think when Lagarde speaks tomorrow at 5:30, we could have some movement in the pound. I'm sorry, in the euro. I think the euro probably goes straight to the downside on that one. Non-farm numbers, wouldn't be surprised there if we got something. Unemployment claims, and then again, we'll talk, but ISM coming right on top and not looking great either. Manufacturing prices, we'll see. So, yeah, crazy stuff. So I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Everybody have a good trading day. And again, don't forget, fill those natural gas tanks up because, again, your heaters are what's going to help us, cool the planet, according to the news articles associated with it. So anyway, have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you then.